It's Kyle here, and this is my reaction video to seeing The Force Awakens, which I got to see for the first time on Sunday. Schedule-wise, it just didn't work out for me to see it earlier, so I had to wait a couple of days, but I am very, very happy that I did get to see it finally, because it was a great movie, really enjoyed it a lot. First off, I want to say, go see it on the biggest screen you can find, because I definitely, with the spectacle of the film, the bigger the screen you can find, the better. I got a chance to see it on one of the bigger screens in the state of Georgia. I'm lucky enough that the town I live in has one of the bigger screens at the local theater. So on the super big screen, it does look really, really amazing. So that's my first bit of advice: is find a big screen to see it on. The version I did see was also in 3D. I never really felt like during the movie that that 3D effect was awesome, but I also haven't seen the movie yet in 2D, so I'm not sure how they compare. One of my friends who's a huge Star Wars fan, who's already seen the movie twice, has seen it in 3D and 2D, and he said he thought the 3D version was a lot better. But that was his word. Like I said, until I see it on 2D, it's hard to really say if the 3D is worth it or not. Overall, I want to say really, really enjoyed it. I definitely think J.J. Abrams did a great job of making this feel like a Star Wars movie. It really does feel like the original trilogy. From the dialogue to the practical effects to the costumes to what the ships look like to this the feel of the movie and the atmosphere of it. It feels like a Star Wars movie where the prequel movies, a lot of the cases, just not have that same feeling to it. It didn't feel quite the same as the original trilogy. They definitely recaptured that, I believe, in The Force Awakens. The new characters are great, very, very interesting. It's hard when you have these older characters people have spent decades now loving, to suddenly throw some new characters in there and for you to really care about them in the same way. And I think they did an excellent job doing that, of really rounding them out, but at the same time not making me feel like, oh, they're trying to cram this new character down my throat. I don't want to see this person on the screen. Go show me Han or Chewie or one of my favorite characters. So great job with the new characters. Very much, I want to say I enjoyed the casting choices they did. I think that was a huge issue they had with the prequels. That I think the prequels might have been a little bit better if there had been some bad casting decisions, which I really won't get into in detail, but I think they did an awesome job casting this movie. It's hard for me to say just on the first watching, but on the initial watching, especially with all the new characters, there wasn't something I felt like that person just does not fit. They probably could have picked somebody better to do that role. And maybe after I've seen the movie a few times, I might start feeling that way towards a certain new character, but at the moment I would say all the new actors and actresses, great choices for the movie. Plot, really enjoyed the plot. I will say it's a little bit hard to judge a movie that it's going to be part of a series, because there's some stuff you don't really know how it's going to pay off. So to me, it's hard to say like, ooh, I love The Force Awakens at this level, until you know how the plot points that they set up in this movie, how they're paid off in the future movies in the series. Much like, to me, it's looking back at A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, you almost have to view them as an all in one, entirety. Force Awakens is awesome, but they do an awful job on the next one, following up on the plot points. It could really make you view The Force Awakens in a different light. But overall, all for the most part, to me, is all positive. 2 huge thumbs up. There's a few plot points I'm interested in see how they pay off in the next movie. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Let's see what else can I say. Music, as always with Star Wars movies, the music, John Williams, was amazing. I've already said the effects were awesome. Plot was great. New characters were great. Incorporation of the old characters were great. It didn't feel like they were being jammed down your throat, kind of like in the prequels, where it seemed like they were looking for every excuse to reference somebody from the original trilogy. Here it felt like those characters had a reason to be there. It just wasn't like, ooh, let's just put somebody on the screen so people are like, ooh, I remember that person from the original movie. So they did a great job with that. I can't really think else to say, Alex. I didn't really want to get into the plot specifics in this one, just in case you haven't seen the movie yet. I didn't want to spoil anything for you. I'll probably do a video about that in the future once like everybody's had a chance to see it, and also I want a chance to digest the movie and really get a feeling of how I feel about the movie. Because I think there is an initial high you have after seeing a movie that you were excited to see that. After the excitement wears off, you might start viewing the movie a little bit different. Because I know a lot of people, I think myself included, after they saw episode 1, their feelings were a little bit more positive, and then after they had a chance to think about it a little more and maybe see the movie again, they were like, that movie's not quite so good. I'm not saying that's going to happen in The Force Awakens, but I'd like some time to think about it before I really delve into my thoughts on the plot. But overall, The Force Awakens is awesome. I'm getting a text. I don't know if that's about the movie or not, but huge 2 thumbs up, and I'll definitely be having some Force Awakens related videos on this channel in the future.